Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to the live stream for Self Reliance Festival. I have got two cats on today who are at odds with one another. I've got Kyle, Backwoods Butcher, and Josh, the Renegade Butcher. Why are you guys at odds with each other?
I don't know. We're supposed to be.
Yeah. Aren't you going head to head?
That's what we're doing.
This because right. I will go full WWE on this if we're going.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
Do it.
When we started talking about, we had to come out.
I have no idea what he's saying. Do you?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, your internet went punk.
Oh, you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, it might have been my microphone, but anyway, hey, so we had to kind of cajole Kyle into the idea of coming to SRF, but one of the reasons that he decided he wanted to was because I kind of threw that gauntlet a little bit and said, let's do a challenge. Let's break down a couple of picks. So we're trying to line up everything we need to do and get something set up so we can kind of have a little friendly competition. He might smoke me. He does this stuff every day in his backyard. It's off season, so who knows?
Who knows? I know I'm going to smoke you.
Are you going to smoke him?
You might. I don't know. We'll see.
And you make it sound it was a super tough sell to go to SRF. It wasn't.
Oh, no,
you guys started talking about it one
day. It took us a good 36 hours to really kind of talk you into it.
It definitely took me
18 hours in. You were asking the wife's permission. So
I was going to say, so Kyle's married and had to check with his wife, so it took 36 hours.
Yeah. It was like why it took 36, not 18.
Yeah. So I will say, this is our first vacation in 5 years since before we had our first daughter. So it wasn't a hard sell. Literally, I went in and I was do you want to go to this Self Reliance Festival in Tennessee and go hang out with all of my internet friends? And she's like, how long are we gone? I was
like, that sounds
I don't know, 5 days. And she goes, are we driving? I go, I think so. She goes, yes, 5. So she was as ready as I was. I'm just do it. We're not going to get yelled at.
5 days.
Yeah, for 5 days, I don't have to get milk.
Well, who's taking care of your farm while you're gone?
I've got neighbors around. I'm not.
You got neighbors around.
I've got enough people, and that's one of the benefits of being the only butcher in a small town is everyone wants to be your friend.
Yeah.
So I've had 4 or 5 people be like, hey, if you're ever going out of town and you need a hand, let me know. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with that. And I'm like, perfect.
Cool.
Oh, everybody wants a favor from the butcher.
Everyone wants to be in good graces.
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a dying breed. So
yeah.
Well, it's I just had an emergency slaughter last Sunday, and I was lucky my mom was able to come up and watch the kids. My wife works on the weekends, and it's from a customer he's been with me since. It might not be my first year, but at least my second year when I was still doing it part-time. And he's been coming to me since then. And he's scheduled for 2 beef and 3 hogs coming up this fall. And he calls me. He's like, I got 1 down. I'm going to try and get meds into it or vitamins, and we're going to see. And I made it work, and I got down there. And he's like, I can't thank you enough for this. This is crazy. And it's all going to dog food. It's not a good beef.
But nobody does it anymore. There's nobody around that does it.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. He's like, I can't believe you came down on a Sunday. I'm like, do you know what I'd be doing if I wasn't here killing this cow? I'd be watching Peppa Pig. I would rather shoot animals in the head than try to not watch Peppa Pig.
2.5 hours into it, I'm ready to shoot something in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
So let's talk about the butcher off.
Yes.
At Self Reliance Festival, because somebody in the comments I thought they were going to be in the butcher contest here. No, we're going to talk about the butcher contest. So, which one of you challenged which one of you to this contest? How'd that go?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
I brought it up first. I don't think it was ever I don't think it was ever I'm going to kick your ass. I think it was more hey,
it was an evolution of several weeks of just shit talking and guys being guys and Brian goading both of us at the same time. Yeah, because it's just. That's how we are.
So it was guys being guys, and
guys being guys.
There's a contest.
Of course, we have to. If we can do something, we have to have a contest about it. So, but if we can do it and do it in an educational way, that'll be a good thing. So, I think it may be fun to do something like speed, but also look at something other factors like accuracy or just overall efficiency. Because when it comes to breaking down animals, there's being quick.
Yeah.
I
think time's definitely going to be a factor of it.
Oh, it has to be.
But then you also have to like go through it and be like, all right, like, is this all hacked up or what are we doing?
Right. Because if we just want to do quick and dirty, but I don't want to do quick and dirty. It's just not in me.
Right. Exactly.
Right. But go ahead. My goal is for us to do something that is going to actually demonstrate skill from both of us. That's going to help people who are watching it learn something useful. Because we can go in and be flashy and be quick. I mean, it's what we do for a living. We're going to be quicker than the average person, either of us.
Right.
But I want to make sure that what we are doing is going to be, worth somebody's time to sit and.
Yeah. Josh, your internet is crap today.
I'm sorry. Apparently. I'm going to kill some of the background noise. It may be some of the StreamYard canceling some of my stuff from the air conditioner in the back. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's fairly close to the microphone. StreamYard, when you have the audio canceling, if it got suddenly better, that might be it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just super glitchy too. Like that's it too.
It could just very well be my connection right now because it is kind of peak hours. So sorry about that.
Listen, I'm used to it, but
that's like most of my podcasts. Kyle's been like the guy that keeps my shit going.
Easy button.
Well, how are we gonna get you two to start talking smack? Because it's time.
Well, now that I know, like that's what we're doing.
That's the goal. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get ready for like TikToks with fucking sparklers.
I'll he's gonna do TikToks with sparklers.
Like,
so what you're saying is, by the time SRF round, there's going to be a Renegade Butcher logo tattoo on Kyle somewhere.
We could.
I'll put
that up as a wager.
No.
Are you guys a logo tattoo? Is that what's on the line?
I don't know what Kyle's logo is yet because he doesn't have one.
I know.
So I'm not
That's
sure.
what I was just about to say. I will finally spend the money to get a good logo drawn up for the business.
As long as I approve it before I agree to a tattoo. Yeah.
No. That's not how this works. You think I want your ponytail beard tattooed on my body? I don't.
Dude, I have a customer that literally goes by Broke Dick Ranch. I don't want every random logo tattooed on my body, okay?
Well, I mean, for starters, I have a podcast logo tattooed on my forearm. Like, so I'm already...
that's true. That's true. You're already tainted.
No, for the bet, I will absolutely put on the table that the other person has to get the other butcher's logo tattooed somewhere on their body.
Somewhere they can show us.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, listen, I'm going. If I have to get his face tattooed,
no face or hand tattoos, but okay.
No, if I have to get your face tattooed on my body, it is going to be a tramp stamp. I promise you.
I believe you would do that. I do. I would never let you live it down either. But, anyways.
Right.
But
that just means if some dude's riding you from the back and looks down, it's going to be awkward, right?
Well,
right. Wait, who's that?
Let's not bring Kyle's family into this. I mean, come on, guys.
I didn't mean anything by that.
Wow. Oh, anyway.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
we're 8 minutes in, and this is where the episode's gone, so we're going to be good.
It's where Yep. But, I mean, as far as the smack talk goes, I will give it to Kyle, who does do probably more consistently throughout the year than I do right now. But I've been doing it longer. I don't know. It could get interesting.
Have you?
It could. I don't know. Maybe.
So we're gonna rate you on speed, but also quality of your cuts. And do you have to do the same cuts on the half? Like, are we giving you a half pig, or how's that working?
I was kind of thinking about this today, and I think a good way to do it, because I know we had talked about like doing some type of race scenario, and then after trying to figure out how to do like a more in-depth. All right, these are the actual cuts you're going to get out of these chunks. But I don't know where we stand with that. But what I thought might be a good idea if we did a full breakdown and semi-debone. So, like,
not a bad idea.
Pop the head, debone the butt.
Like a primal breakdown, basically.
Primal breakdown. Boneless primal breakdown. Because it'll be easier on us in the long run to be doing the finish cuts with boneless meat chunks.
That was kind of my thought. There's not much more you can do as far as from a hanging carcass, which would be what we could have prepared for breaking it down to basic primals,
right?
setting them aside, and I guess based on how long it takes you, how clean the finished results are, how much meat's left on the carcass itself, go with that as an initial breakdown. And then from there, I was thinking what was broken down, that could maybe be a breakout session where it's like you and me talking about different ways to cut each individual section. Less of a competition there, but more of educating people who wanted to spend the time to learn.
Well, that would almost be, now that I just thought about this, depending on what internet is there and what stuff we bring, that could almost be, we could do like a joint live podcast or like a recorded podcast.
We could. Or it's very recorded and rebroadcasted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like do the first off of where it's like we each are we each doing a whole pig, or are we doing?
I think that's the plan. It may come down to one half each, depending on where it all falls. But I wouldn't want it to be two wholes. Yeah. I mean, breaking down a whole pig isn't going to be that hard for either of us.
No, it's got that. It'll be 20
exactly.
It's not going to be much.
So Rachel asked why this is only on a few channels.
I should double check.
It's on yours, Josh, but
it should be on my YouTube channel.
John Willis's channel is in jail right now, so we are not streaming to John Willis's channel. That was what they were wondering. But I sent a link out directly to this video here to everybody who is on the Self Reliance Festival email group. Cool. Yeah.
I should have sent one out to my YouTube, but I got the computer about 5 minutes before. So it should be Facebook and right now.
And I'm just happy to be here. So
I know. I can't speak for Kyle.
Yeah. Jason's like, why just a hanging carcass? I maybe talked into bringing 2 live pigs. We have 2 live pigs coming.
That might turn into another.
Right.
So we talked about that and thought that it would be better to have chilled pigs for the contest.
Oh yeah.
And the timeline of a 2-day weekend and getting pigs slaughtered and chilled and broken down, and then hoping to have enough time to cook it and feed it to people.
Right. It's a lot to do.
It needs to be chilled before we start.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you take the ham radio class, you're probably going to be there when the pigs are unalived.
Right.
Just saying.
It's going to be a better. Go ahead, Kyle.
I don't think you have to set up something for that part. I think if all of a sudden, like 2 live pigs show up, people are going to go, so we're going to go over there and see what
Think about 2 live
if they don't
pigs
see the
showing
pigs
up.
And they hear the gunshots, they're definitely coming over to be
right.
All right.
We did a live pig at Self Reliance too.
Yeah.
But we did it on Friday before.
Yeah.
We can definitely.
Poor Billy had to cut it up unchilled, so that was not awesome.
That's the other thing. From the instructional side of things, processing a chilled pig is very different than processing a warm pig.
Yeah.
You can do it warm, but you're going to learn a whole lot more if we show you the breakdown of something that is done properly. And if you've never done it before, it's going to be way better for you to learn and way easier to figure it out if you do it from chilled. You're going to have way more time to learn to do it right. So we can show you how to do it hot. But
and then if we did it
you're
hot,
probably going to take that pig back and what are you going to do with that meat?
Right.
Who's picked it? Who's with them? It has no time to chill out for travel.
Right. And then it also turns into like, hey, you want to see these guys who are really good at their job be kind of good at their job? Like
mad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could do it, but I'm like, really, you're just going to see us get bloody for like 20 minutes, and it's not really as exciting as you think it is. So, yeah. Now, what I might do, and I don't know this for sure, I've got to figure out travel plans for sure. What I'd like to do is get out there a couple days ahead of time, and if I can, we have pigs on site, get them slaughtered, get them chilled, get them ready to go, because there might be something close by in Tennessee. I'd like to do that, like I think Wednesday, Thursday. So it may just kind of work out that way. But if somebody's coming out early, like to help out with the event, or like Nicole says, you're coming out for the ham radio thing, if we know ahead enough time and we can plan out the exact details, if somebody wants to show up for like a slaughter and walk through, I don't care. I kind of do that a lot.
And I think next year I'll plan it better. of like when the next one is, and I'll try and come down early because like
Right.
I definitely agree we should like the slaughter should happen before. And so
if there's cooling facilities available and you don't use them, you're dumb. So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are we going to rate waste hogs? I don't get that.
I think waste animal. Yeah, I think that. I think as far as the breakdown goes, that should be. It's quality. That's like how much did you really get off if you're going mostly deboneless? How much did you leave on a carcass? I think that would be the metric to feed. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I thought is if we'll need a grinder of some type, but I think in the crowd that we're going to, there's going to be a grinder available. If we
right. I'd like to say I can bring a grinder for sure, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm renting a car.
I have a consumer grade grinder that you can use, but it's consumer grade.
Right. And not nearly as difficult as it would be on a beef. So
no, it'll be good.
Yeah, we can make.
I grind whole deer with it, so
yeah, exactly.
Pick bones out first.
Pork is like the easiest thing to grind, and yeah, I don't want bones in my pork, so for sure.
David says he can talk. Jack, yeah, probably.
It wouldn't be too hard. I mean, I could put a bug in his ear. Let's see. Yeah. Kyle is an organ grinder. Well, yep. We'll go with that. That is not going to go on your logo if there's ever a tattoo thing happening, because I'm not
maybe just on
my body.
K-Bonk says you have to do it with dull knives. I've never met a butcher willing to do that either.
But I was going to say that
every time we have somebody come out to process, they're like, "These are my knives."
Butchers are very picky about their knives. So yes. Now, can I do it with a dull knife? And have I ever done it with a dull knife? The answer is yes. Do I want to? No. You want to see us both mad when we get there?
Mad and bleeding. Like, yeah.
I want to see you two. I want to see you two talking smack. That's what I want to see.
Oh,
it's coming.
Kyle's dad is gay.
Yeah, he sure is. That's a great fact.
I mean,
I want more because I can make it darker.
That's the word. There we go. It's just
to put this in perspective. Now I'm excited to put this in perspective. Me and a friend of mine got into literally just a guys being guys of I think I can kick your ass. No, I'm gonna kick your ass, and then it progressed from there to the point that I showed up at his house for a party. I had my mom with her Cricut it said Peralt 316 and Ian Sucks on the back. And I had his best friend put the Stone Cold entry music on the Bluetooth. And I walked in with sparklers, turned around and threw the shirt at his wife and was like, "Let's go right now."
And I bought the domain KylesDadIs.gay, and it forwards to Brian's.
That's my favorite thing in the world.
I'm just saying. If you want to talk shit, that's what guys are very good at talking shit. That's like the only thing we're good at.
Well, then why aren't you doing it?
Man, I'm trying. What do you want from me here? Kyle's like my bro, though. So we're trying. No, it's going to be a good-natured contest, but we're going to have fun and be competitive with it. Probably talk smack a lot during the whole time we're doing it, but at the same time, both of us are educators. We're both teachers. That's the whole reason we're doing YouTubes. It's the whole reason we're doing podcasts. Is we want other people to learn how to do this. We can just show off. But I mean, Kyle's breakdown videos, I'll tell you right now, that scares me. He does a great job of presenting how to do this to a crowd. I've struggled with that since I've started with podcasts. I've said that's been my excuse going from the beginning. I'm like, man, it's hard to video it and do it at the same time. You have a knack for it. You do.
Thank you.
So instead of talking smack, I'm giving him compliments because I'm
that's
reverse
not very
psychology.
Good smack talking,
it's
Josh.
Reverse psychology. He doesn't know how to handle it.
Josh's beard looks like a rat tail. There.
Oh, there we go. Only sometimes.
Are you guys going to wear beard guards so you don't get hair in the pig?
No, that's why.
Look on his face. He was like,
that's why I tie it up. That's why I put it in something or I braid it so I don't get hair in yourself.
I charge extra.
For a beard guard? Oh, for the hair. It's extra seasoning, right?
Marinade.
That's the thing. Stuff happens. People bring me deer all the time. You're always picking out hair because people don't keep their stuff clean. And everyone in a year, somebody asked me, they're like, "Do you wear like a beard guard or something?" And I'm like, "Why? Do you make the animal wear a freaking hair guard when you skin them?"
Right.
Because there's hair all over your stuff. You're worried about mine.
I had someone ask me that while I was covered in blood. Like I had just finished, I was slaughtering an animal, and they're like, "Do you ever wear like a beard guard or anything?" And I'm like, "Do I look like super sanitary to you?" Like, obviously, I'm sanitary to the point that I'm working with people's meat, and it is just a dirty job. I'm not covered in blood and poop and stuff like that. It's just I'm gross, and also I'm not wearing a hair guard. Like the amount of
I will say, I never once ever had a customer and said, "Dude, with your hair in our." Like, it's not a thing.
Yeah, I think out of my career of having a beard and being a butcher, which have pretty much been the exact same time, I think I've like seen a beard hair on the bench like twice. So I'm like, I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be.
So Kyle, why do you think you're gonna win this contest?
I got what it takes.
That's such a generic answer. Come on, man. Jeez, what are you doing? Running for president?
You're both running for president in my book right now.
President of what? I don't want that shit.
No. It'd be a lot different.
He's got why do you have what it takes, Kyle? Come on. Tell us.
No, I mean, I just
do
it every day. Like
tell us what it takes first so we know what that means.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this 13 years. I've been on my own, like with probably at least a beef plus at least 1 or 2 pigs a week for like a year and a half at this point. Like I have to be good at this because this is how I'm making my money.
Yeah.
And Josh, why do you think you're going to beat Kyle?
Well, I may not, but I'll tell you what, I'll give him a run for his money and he'll damn well learn something while he does it. But if I do, it'll be because I'm forceful. I think outside the box, and we'll be in a situation neither of us have been in before. Work with what we got in front of a crowd in a place that is far, far away from where either of us live. So I might have the edge. I might have the edge on it when it comes to that because I've done a lot of mobile slaughter at people's places.
That is one thing. I don't do mobile much.
I don't know. I'm the wild card where it comes to that, but. I come from a background of doing it. Like I did on average about 7-8 beef a day, sometimes 20 pigs in a day from the slaughter side, usually about on the process all the way through finished cuts and stuff like that. So I've done it before I stepped away and started. I think a lot of the breadth of our experiences are comparable. He may be a little bit more in practice when he gets there, and might be a little bit more flexible. We'll have to see.
So what am I going to learn? That those rubber bands, just putting everything in, make you more aerodynamic? Is that what I'm going to learn?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. It makes washing it down at the end a little bit easier. Yeah. Right.
So, like, if Josh wins, are you going to wear rubber bands for a week on your videos?
Well, he has to grow his beard out a little bit. His beard's not long enough to need.
It looks long enough. It looks long enough.
My beard's long enough.
Yeah, he could get one in there. Yeah.
Listen, I've been to enough strip clubs to know that this is braidable length.
Okay.
I would rather get his face tattooed on my body than wear rubber bands in my beard for a week.
On YouTube. It would have to be on YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah.
It has to be on YouTube. Absolutely.
I would rather.
It can't be like he pulls a Josh and goes ghost from the internet for a while.
Yeah. No, I would rather get his face tattooed with like some tribal and roses, like right on the tramp stamp, than ever show up on camera with.
I'll alter it so I'm doing something in the logo. I mean, I can give you a custom logo if that's what it is. I'll even pay for it. Oh man.
Oh,
but no. Kyle is my bro. We're good friends, but we
stop
will
getting
talk
along
shit.
with him from now until
sorry.
You guys are enemies.
Josh is helping so much. I can't be mad at him.
Do it. Damn.
Literally, Josh has been like basically sweating to death in Texas. So he's been offline, And every couple days, I would just text and be like,
"Are you alive?
Are you all right? Do you need anything? I know I'm a country
send
away.
me,
But I can
send
help
me
you
like,
if you can."
oh, I send ice. I mean, what are you gonna do?
You're right.
Send your water. No. But no, I'll try to be hostile. But no, Kyle's good shit. And the only reason I would even do something like that with him is I know he is competent enough to actually be a good coach.
Yeah, like
and he shows. If you haven't watched his shit, you need to go check out Backwoods Butcher 603.
Do it.
He's got some damn good stuff. And there's a reason his channel's been like an instant success.
Yeah.
You know, on a lot of his stuff he's put out because you're putting out it. And if I had a butcher shop in my backyard set up like for video, yeah, I would be doing a lot of it too. But you've got a good place. It really does help.
What were you gonna say, Kyle?
I said it's helpful. It sure is. Like, I'm at the point now where even before I started like doing the videos and TikTok and social media stuff, like I was at the point where I was either working or with the kids, which meant I never left home. Like everything is here. If I went into town, it was a half hour away, and I was in there for an hour and came straight back home. So I didn't have that normal like leave for work, then come home type of thing, and it was kind of driving me nuts. And then starting doing the videos and stuff like that, it almost gave like again more of a schedule of kind of like doing stuff. So now I'm on my own ass of like, all right, you need to do at least this many videos. You need to try to get at least this many TikToks done, like on top of like working, like and doing everything, which at times gets nuts. Like I slaughtered a cow today and then trying to like film TikToks at the same time while also being like, hey, I'm not getting paid for being on TikTok, so I need to do my goddamn job kind of thing. Like it's been interesting and it's been fun. And I appreciate especially everyone in the community who like will go out of their way to be like, hey man, this is awesome. But like now I'm getting to the point where I had a guy randomly message me on TikTok just asking about like knives that he would need to do his own pigs. And it felt so nice to just be able to like go, all right, hop over to my YouTube, copy paste the link of the knife review video I did, send it. He's like, you should do a video on like breaking down a pig. All right, go back into the YouTube, copy paste,
link.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, oh,
there you go.
Yeah, and it's been interesting, and it's just again playing the game, playing the social media, like trying to figure it out.
It is its own skill set, absolutely.
And at the same time, we're in an industry where they just blacklist all of our shit. Like unless
there's not a lot of competition. It's like it's not even that there's not demand for it. There are people who want to learn. Right. It's just, I mean, there are people out there doing it. All of us have beards.
Here's my experience with doing butchering videos. You see the shape of my hand right now.
Yep.
Using these hands to start and stop video is freaking annoying in the middle of pulling something apart because it's like, do I want to touch the on-off button? Not really. So then you're like, well, I guess I could put a baggie around that, and then I'm just touching the baggie. Like, that's what I ended up doing.
Right. Oh, I know.
We're also already so used to being covered in blood that it just kind of is what it is. Like, oh no, getting blood on my phone. Oh no. but it's like even learning little things like that, where it's like I give myself at least a 30-second lead and end on all my videos to be able to like edit around stuff, figure stuff out, and
and you've been really good with taking the video and editing it part. I get video. I just take the time to sit down and edit it. So that's part of why I focus so much on all my stuff in live. I know if I do live, I don't expect to edit it. And if I don't do live, I probably just won't end up out because I push stuff off. So you've been really good about keeping up with that editing, which helps because you can get the footage, but you have to make it into something watchable.
Yeah. And to like get a good editor and to get a good like program and just figuring it out. Like I'm still figuring stuff out. Like now on all my stuff, I'm doing if there's any like excessive blood where it's I want to show something or do something. Now I've figured out that like the algorithms pick up when they're picking up like blood and violence, they're just looking for that shade of red.
Well, I figured it out too when it comes to with like.
So what do you do? Put a blue filter on it? It's the blue blood coming out of the pig.
No, literally, I go in. I literally go in and put a filter on it that it's just black and white.
Right. Or
you won't see
the other thing I've noticed, so like I would have something pulled immediately because I
I tested it for real. I tested it for real today. I put a video on TikTok, which got a little spicy. So people commented back, and I just didn't respond because I'm like, you guys are idiots. But it was me carrying the cow from the corral to the garage with the tractor. But I did it in black and white, and like the head's dangling, like it's just in the bucket of the tractor moving along. I did it in black and white. Put Big Green Tractor behind it, like that sweet romantic song with like sparkle filters coming off of it. And normally that would never. That would like be taken down immediately. I got taken down for just shooting a gun in a video, like, and wasn't.
I got taken down for shooting a slingshot in a video.
Exactly. So it was like I knew that was the bar. So then I literally blacked and whited everything out, and there's just a dead swinging cow head on a tractor with this nice romantic bass.
Right, do that with your head again.
Yeah, right.
But I was like,
well, see, it's okay because black and white means old-timey times, and it was okay to kill animals back in the black and white cowboy days, but not today.
The real test will be the video coming out tomorrow. I did a piglet castration video.
Right.
So trying to edit that, when we did all the cutting, I did everything in black and white and bounced it back and forth. And then I took the peanut emoji and I put it over the actual cutting.
You got like Mr. Peanut dancing?
No, it's literally just, and I didn't realize it was 2 peanuts. So it's literally perfect. It's just 2 peanuts over where we're cutting. There's like a couple shots where you see my buddy like pull it out and sink. Like, so the nut was out of the body, but it's not imagery wise connected to anything. So I'm interested to see if that gets flagged because it did turn out.
The title or the description of this video doesn't have D's in it somewhere, I'm going to be disappointed.
I'll send you it right now.
Oh man,
it is. Yeah, it's great. Just wait. I put it in. I put it in my channel. I previewed it in my channel. I was like, I can't sit on this for 4 days. I got to put this out.
My experience with the TikTok at least has been if I post something that's been like humanely slaughtered and bled, but it's laying there dead and there's pool of blood around it, flagged pretty much immediately.
It's the blood. It's absolutely the blood.
If there is blood present after I say have a carcass hanging skinned
that
in a cooler or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, if the skin is off, if there is no fur around, it's fine. Blood is only bad in the presence of hair or human skin. Otherwise, it's okay.
Well, like that's the other thing I've been doing. I've been taking the time to like before I shoot, look at the concrete, be like, how bloody is it? Where are the clots? Like, do I need, and just go around and which is already a thing I need to do is be clean about it.
Wash your shit.
But it's also like, okay, I'm gonna take a second, clean everything up, make sure there's no excess blood or like giant blood clots everywhere. That's gonna like grab the attention of someone wrongly. Like,
let's hide these poor
souls. So, by the
with
way,
blood.
Jason has offered up a jar of something he makes for the winner of the contest.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me okay.
He is distilling for tinctures this time, not for fuel.
So no lawnmower fuel, tinctures.
Right.
Good to know.
It's distilling for tinctures. I renamed the session this time. I don't know that he noticed that, but now he knows.
Nice.
I did make a really good goldenrod tincture from one of his jars of something.
It does make good tinctures.
Yeah,
it
makes great tinctures.
If it was 2.5 years ago and I was still drinking, I'd be more excited about it. But
we're not drinking. We're talking about tinctures. This is herbal.
If I was still making tinctures.
This is for herbal purposes, sir.
Right. I gave up on tinctures a long time ago.
Oh,
no.
Tinctures are the thing. Is there going to be video posted for those who can't go? So
Should be
you go to
something.
selfreliancefestival.com and click on tickets. Here, I'll show you. We go here. I guess I should pull up that. Hold on 1 second. I was in the back end. I was checking something. There we go. Go here. Click on tickets. And then you just scroll down a little bit until you see Digital Pass, October 14th and 15th.
Mm-hmm.
$95 gets you all the recordings, and we will be doing some recording of the Butcher Off.
Nice.
Right there. You can do that. $95 or 3 payments of $32.50. Done. We are probably not live streaming the Butcher Off, but I am certain we will be capturing what we can.
It will be there. It'll be available. And if you want to see that, be sure when you sign up and buy those tickets that you put in Renegade Butcher as your code and get.
Is there a code?
No, I think there is a code. There should be. If not,
you have a link.
You have a link.
You have a link.
There's a link. There's a link. I'll post it. Ask me for the link.
Yes. Yes.
Kyle, do you have a link?
No, I don't have a link.
You can have a link.
All right. Way to fucking fast.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, take that, Josh. I'm just as cool as you, and I've only been doing this 3 months.
Just email and tell me you want the link, and then we'll get you a link.
If Kyle wanted a link, he would have had a link. So you can ask me for a link. That's my shit talk.
What?
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Josh is going to give you his link.
Yeah,
Kyle, be an affiliate. Or Kyle, I'll send you my link. You can give to people. It's okay. I got you. Don't worry.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
or you can email
I don't want to
me.
go through the trouble of figuring it out, so I'll just give out Josh's. Josh, thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm here to serve. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so do we need a panel of judges because the chef Brett will be on Compound, I believe.
I was going to say we're going to have to figure out judges.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Chef's going to be there. Is Billy Bond going to be there? He has some butchering experience.
I don't think Billy's going to be there. But who else will be there who can properly judge?
Well, you see, Brian watched you for a whole season.
He did. He might be biased, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to fight over Brian. No, anyway. no, but that's another thing. So who's going to be there? Who's competent enough, or at least qualified enough to look at how much meat's left on the bone? I mean, that's really what it's going to come down to.
Right.
You know? So,
I'm pretty confident that everyone there will be able to look at, like,
we could take a vote of the crowd.
Yeah, right. Jack can.
Oh, that's right. Jack's going to be there. I forgot it was on the table. We were going to be there. Now, yeah, Jack will be there.
I don't know if David can. I know David can. I don't know if David wants to.
Right.
Like, how many judges do we need? Like 3?
I think 3 is fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'll stand in. I'm just kidding.
I'll be totally unbiased.
All right, let's turn around and judge this.
Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. Which of my personalities do you want? No, but no, I think it'll be fun one way or the other. That we'll also have to sit down and come up with exactly what we're doing, so we know we're doing basically the same shit. But I think it'll be pretty similar either way. We're gonna probably lean more boneless breakdown, less on the saw side because. Well, I mean, we're doing it like we would if we were doing it in our backyard. We have limited materials available. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can take a pig apart without a lot of saw work. That's what we do here.
I was going to say, that's why I thought about doing it the boneless, because if you really think about it, you're making 4 cuts with a saw.
Basically, yeah. The only reason that you need to really cut bone will be if you want like bone and ribs.
Yes, that's it.
Like the easiest thing to cut. So yeah, a recip saw or a hand saw, it'll knock it out. Yeah.
Well, I was also going to say it has to be hand saw if we're doing.
Okay.
I've got a bone saw.
So I've got to bring a good saw. That's what you're saying. Okay.
I've got a good bone saw.
Here's the question: are we doing this side by side at the same time, or are we doing it one after the other and then timing it?
I think it has to be side by side.
It has to be side by side, man.
I think that's the best competitive way to do it.
Right.
Yeah. It may be more educational the other way, but I think it's
whatever tractor or bobcat that we have there. We have, if we're doing, I almost think it would be easier and probably better for all of us if we just did one and we each broke down a half. Because I know we've talked about some stuff to do with the meat after the fact. But like you've said, I want to also like enjoy like and see other people's stuff. Like
I don't want to do like 17 lambs as like it's been suggested.
no, so yeah,
And,
somebody was like,
okay, feeding everybody is a noble goal, but if I'm gonna go all the way to Tennessee,
I don't know that we need 17 lambs to feed everybody.
Right? I'm like, dude,
So we served a whole pig once and had leftovers.
right.
So I think doing a pig, and then that way in the
It depends. Are we talking like a full size finished pig? Or are we talking a couple of smaller pigs? Because that really,
if we're talking two
kunis, then that's fine. But if we're talking like a 400-pound finished hog, yeah, I want to do a half.
Right. But I also think that'll be better for people watching too, because they don't need to see us do it twice. Like,
right.
At the end of the day, this is an educational thing. Like, we're trying to show people, I'm going to kick his ass, but still, like, we're trying to like show what's going on, and it's just repetitive to then do another half on top of it. So again,
or if we do it one after the other, one of us is going to spend so much time explaining why we're doing it different and the virtues of why we're doing it that way. It's going to take longer.
Yeah, like I think if we had whatever was holding the pigs up right in the middle of us, holding the pigs, chilled, table on each side, and then someone goes like. Someone needs to find out whatever the guy from what is it, Iron Chef, the Japanese guy that would just be like, and everyone would go running to the tables. Like somebody needs to say that, and we just
right. I think maybe doing it in stages, sort of like you're right, a couple tables, have somewhere to hang it. Do like a 3-part breakdown of like subprimals. So just like go in, time it, break, set up, lay it out on the table and be like, all right, so it's whoever is done first, done. Great. There's your time. And then come back to it and then work through, okay, now I've got these 3 sections, break out. And then,
one at a time.
Yeah.
And then from there, stop and have it be like, so who has questions about what happened? Or each of us could just tag team back and forth about what did we just do and why did we do it and why did we maybe notice differences between 2 techniques and just educate from there.
I think that's a way better idea if we did it like relay style, where it's like, okay, break this down into the like bone and primals. Go, saw, done. Okay, let's talk about what just happened. What like.
Right. And then why, and then bounce it. And then if we resume from there, and then maybe just go ahead, go behind the scenes. If there's anybody else involved, great. Final cuts, whatever gets cooked, done. Enjoy the festival. Answer questions. The rest.
Right. We could even break that down further, and I think it would almost make it faster to do it. All right, break it down whole. Perfect. Questions. Awesome. All right, next. And go. Break down the shoulder. We both break down the shoulder. Okay. Question.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the end.
It's a good idea. Individual sections. Yeah. So because each one's different and the questions that apply are different for each individual.
And we do it. Whoever finishes the fastest with the best quality, they get a point. Or like a point for time and a point for quality. So even if you.
Right.
So it's.
And a point for flair.
Again.
He gets all the flair. He's going to have all the jazz hands.
Right.
That's just he needs like a flare handy.
Like a mural on the side of my head. Like
he will show up coated in glitter if flare is on the menu.
Right.
That's just makes it more interesting.
You're gonna be worried about getting glitter in the meat, not beard.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue. Like you're not gonna find a beard hair, but you will find glitter.
Yes, we will if you have glitter on you, because that's how glitter works.
That's exactly how
it's the herpes of the crafting world.
I have two girls under 4. I'm aware that glitter gets
You're aware.
I'm aware.
Yeah, one time I, unbeknownst to myself, sent a Christmas card to Tactical when he was stationed overseas. And I didn't think about the fact there was glitter on the card, but apparently what happens to a box when you shake it really hard going to a military base is glitter gets everywhere. And he opened it up and glitter went everywhere. And I heard about that for a long time. So the next Christmas, I sent him a non-glitter card, but I sent him a bunch of little coffee bags with coffee in them, like little ones, and I threatened that one of them was glitter. But none of them were glitter. And he said he opened every single one very carefully outside because he so didn't want glitter in his house.
I bet he did, because he didn't want to have like glitter in an entire military base and it'd be his fault.
Yeah.
glitter and Play-Doh.
I don't know that he's gotten me back for that yet, but someday it's going to be epic.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's
I
almost
might be stewing on that one. Yeah. I'm not military, but I have family.
So he'll wait till I'm not expecting it, I'm sure.
Probably. Oh man! So Kyle, when's your logo coming? I don't. You've been talking about merch and all this fun stuff.
I've been talking about so much for so long, and then I have to stop and like remind myself that once again I've been doing this for 3 months, and I still need to make money at the other things I'm trying to do. The things I'm filming. I need to make money at the things I'm filming before I can really focus on making money at
the filming itself. Right. Yeah, I understand. I do.
So I do want to get some merch set up. I do want to get a better logo. But
I mean, you're going to need a logo if Josh is going to tattoo it on his ass.
It's true. It's true. And a logo is just marketing. So, I mean, it still plays into what you're doing. It's not like you're looking for a logo for the podcast.
More than likely what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one logo done up that I can interchange because my actual business is the body shop. So it's not Backwoods Butcher. So I want to be.
So is that where I'm supposed to go to my tattoo at the body shop?
How many phone calls I've gotten for auto repair work?
The town I lived in South literally had a strip club named the Body Shop. So yeah, listen, I think of that every single time that you say
it's a flexible name, and I appreciate it. I appreciated the pun. And I was like, because I did when I first started the shop, I was doing more taxidermy than I was doing butchering at home because I just wasn't set up for processing. So I was doing 6 longhorn skulls a month at least. Deer season, I was doing upwards of.
So did your sign say the body shop in the business of bones then, or?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
it did. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was always curious.
Yeah. No, I don't do much anymore. If I do it, it's for me or a buddy because I don't have the time to watch water boil.
Yeah, I don't do it.
That's what it comes down to. Up here,
I should.
Fire ants.
That's what interns are for.
I should do more taxidermy. Yeah, but I could probably make money if I did it. But the thing is, I know as soon as I open the gates to doing taxidermy, I'd be in over my head, and I'm already in over my head 3-4 months a year. So
yeah. Just imagine
the same 3-4 months a year.
Just imagine your deer season that you go through right now and how stressed and how panicked you are. And then add tagging, bagging, and freezing the skulls of all those deer that you cut up.
Oh, I already know. The place I used to work at, we did all that. We just had like a 12-man crew.
It sucks. I enjoy doing it. I was talking to Blake Sakers about it the other day, where it's like, I enjoy doing it until I like needed to do it to make money, until it turned into like, all right, like I have all of a sudden 15 deer skulls that I need to figure out. And it's now July. Like
suddenly it became a chore and it wasn't.
Yeah. Like I had a couple bear skulls for like 2 years that I just got out. Like
it's easy to put it off when it's dead and it's not meat. Right. You have a certain, it has to get done now when it comes to you're handling food. Right. When it's something that somebody's going to put on a wall as a decoration, it's a little bit easier to drag.
It does matter, but it's not as fast.
Okay, so I gotta know, what do you do to the skull to make it pretty and hangable on the wall and not smell like crap?
So Kyle's gonna go with this one.
Yeah, I'll go with it. So we don't have like, I know Josh down in Texas, he's got fire ants, so you can just stick a head on a fire ant. Yeah, and it'll be gone in a week. But with me,
how much work I do to it.
Yeah. I boil all of my skulls. So basically what I would do is I'd go in, cut off all the excess meat, depending on what I'm doing. If it's a cow skull like this or a deer where it's going to be mounted on the wall flat, I just toss the bottom jaw. If it's like a pig or a bear, you keep that, but you have to separate everything to do the boil. And then I would pressure wash everything. So I boil everything in OxyClean. Or I don't want to say boil. It's a simmer. Like it should be a simmer. But also at the same time I was doing this, I was doing it when it was like 19 degrees out in January, running hoses from my house to the pressure washer. Like it was awful.
It's not any better when it's 110 out, dude.
Yeah,
it's
at
really
least,
not.
At least there's like the illusion of like, nice cold water hitting me. But like, there's also brains in that water that's hitting you. So it's like,
you sit down a beer because you want to have a beer while you're
back up.
We're
We're veering off topic here.
No, sorry, you're absolutely right.
You skin and you meat it, you boil it, you get it down to a clean skull, and then you put the skin back on?
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So if there are a couple different things here. If you are trying to do like an actual, like a shoulder mount, that's a whole different ballgame.
That's what I'm asking.
Most of the time, with those guys, the bones aren't usually even there. They usually actually have a form that takes up the place of the skull because that skull doesn't have meat. So you'd have to replace it. You'd have to do like a clay form or something. Most guys who do that will get like a styrofoam form of a head, and then they have to tan that skin that comes off. It has to be cleaned, scraped, and tanned, and then wrapped back around it. But if you're doing what's called a European mount, which is generally just a skull mount,
okay, like the one behind you.
That's like cleaning it out and like bleaching the skull. You actually there's a process to getting the bones white, getting all the meat off and everything, and not destroying the bone in the process of doing that. That is a way more achievable. It's a whole lot more work. A whole lot more work.
Anyone can do it. It's just work. Like that's what it is. Like it's never.
It's more artistry involved in the
especially if it's the middle of summer and it's sitting out for a week and you're trying to get to it and it's just like, oh god damn it. But anyways, once it's cleaned and pressure washed, and I usually pressure wash to about 95% clean, to where there's still like, I don't care how long you boil it. Sometimes like there's just going to be chunks of tendon or like just little chunks of stuff everywhere. Then I put it in. It's a 40% by volume peroxide. I use a pool peroxide. When I was doing it a bunch, I bought like a bunch in bulk, so I just have it.
It's basically a peroxide to actually bleach hair, not the peroxide you get from the like in the bottle. It's like it's stuff like that will burn your skin off.
Yeah, mine's a pool peroxide, so it's
you're doing basically pool shock.
Yeah.
So how many days do you simmer a skull? Is it a day? Is it hours? Or is it?
It's a couple. It depends on what it is. Like a beef skull like this, I think this was a 13-year-old Longhorn, so this one took a little bit, but it's like a day.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing for the day. Like drinking.
A lot of it does come down to how much. Depends on what it is too, because it's like a pig. You may actually have to go longer because you're trying to boil a lot of grease out of it, which is going to discolor the bone.
Yeah. So I have
a sheep. It'd be like 4 hours.
Oh, not even. You could do a boar or a sheep in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like not long.
Like we just put down our boar for some medical issues. So I did his skull. So it depends on what you're doing. Like a deer, again, you can do it in a couple hours. Mm-hmm. Cow, a day-ish. Pigs hold so much fat and grease that I've moved to putting the skulls, and I do this with bears, coyotes, anything that's like holding fat, because the fat soaks into the bone. You put them in acetone, a 5-gallon bucket of acetone, and what it does is all the acetone pushes into the skull, pushes all the fat out, and then once you take it out of the acetone, I do another color bath and just let all the acetone evaporates out of it. So, and that makes it so it's super white. Like I have all of his teeth like right here. It's kind of glared, but I did the same thing with these ones. Like, so
if you do it the slow way, you can do 3 ingredients. You can do a knife, insects, and the sun.
I also tell people that because I don't do it anymore, and I don't really care. I think I have one friend I'll do it for still because I'm just like I don't have time. Like,
if you want to do it yourself, skin the head right away while it's fresh. You can do it later, but you will feel worse about it while you do it. If you wait a minute,
I'll go ahead and say no on that.
Okay, well, getting the skin off does help a lot with the end product.
Yes, the one issue is the skin is where if you still have the hide on, even if you put it in the freezer, all that fat will stay closer to the hide. As soon as you take the hide off and allow air to get to that, all that fat is going to push its way right into the skull, even in the freezer.
If you're going to freeze it, yes.
Yes.
Now, so for me, I'm generally
for you,
For me, if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to save the head off this cow, deer, whatever, I'm just going to head and I'm going to go ahead and skin it, get it cleaned up. If I freeze it, sure, I might go ahead and do it later, but it's always harder after you thaw the skull and skin it. It's just easier to do it right away. So I skin it, get it as much meat and everything off of it as I can. I don't really worry that much about it because I take it out, put it in like an extra large dog kennel, like just an old one that's laying around getting beat up. Throw it on top of an anthill or wherever. It doesn't have to be an anthill, but bugs can get to it. Throw some cinder blocks on the top and let nature do its thing. If you are going to do something like cows, where they have like a horn, an actual horn, not an antler, where it's a sheath, you want to go out as soon as that's loosened up and things have dried up enough and pull those sheaths off and let them sit out for a couple of days, let them dry out. But if they sit in the sun too long, they will flake apart. Like they will start to disintegrate and dry up. So you want to take those, pull them out, put some borax in them, whatever. But let all the stuff get eaten off. And as soon as there's like no more stuff and like the bottom jaw just falls off, take it, put it on top of the roof of your barn or something. Let it sit in full sun as long as you can. It will bleach down. But you leave it long enough, it will fall apart, disintegrate. But I'm in Texas, so our sun's like 3 times what they have in New Hampshire.
Right. And I actually played around with massacrating this last time with the pig. And I am actually so happy with how it came out. Like, just so much easier. It is so gross. You can go
it's nasty.
You go over and watch that video on my channel. But it's like, again, you literally taking a head, you're putting it in a 5-gallon bucket with water and Dawn dish soap and sitting in direct sun for a week.
I did that for 8 months with a barrel full of cow heads once.
Yeah. Oh.
I had one of the, you know, the barrels that casings come in, like the 55-gallon barrels with the closable lids.
Yeah.
And I had one of those completely full of longhorn skulls for like 9 months.
How'd that go?
Forgot about it.
How'd that go?
I got a bunch of skulls and a bunch of horns I've still got to do something with. I mean, by the time I was done, it was just like you poured the sludge out and washed it up. But it really did. It was past smelling at that point.
Yeah, I was going to say, at 9 months. No, I was a week in, and it was that week up here where it was like 95, and it was like, oh.
It smells as good as you would expect it to.
Yeah, I know exactly what that smelled like, and I know I don't want to smell it.
It's rough.
But no, it's like a bad weekend at the crematorium.
Yeah. It made my life
the
so
coolers
easy.
Went out.
Literally, it was what would have taken me hours to boil, pressure wash, boil, pressure wash, boil, pressure wash was literally take it out of the pot. Everything was mostly falling off. Take the pressure washer, hit what wasn't, toss it in the pot, and it literally just dissolved whatever connective tissue was still there. And I was done in like 2 hours, which I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was already in the shop deep cleaning that day, which it really defeated the purpose because it smelled like rotting pig head. Literally, I had just broken everything down, deep clean, scrubbed the floors, did everything, and I'm like, And
wonder how the head's doing.
I've got a great environment, perfectly clean environment.
Oh my God, what's happening? And I'm like, I promise it's clean in here. I'm doing a pig skull. I'm sorry. I didn't think about it, and the garage door was open. I apologize.
Oh man. Oh.
Cool.
If you're not, visit your local taxidermist in the summer, and they'll be you.
Yeah, well, I was wondering how people end up with the deer head on their wall, you know.
Yeah, that's more.
And now I know that it doesn't have the actual head in it anymore.
Nope.
The times where it did, they literally had to do like claymation work to rebuild the flesh that's no longer there. And
a lot of places will still do that. Like that's why they get the foam ones. Because if you also think about it, every deer looks different. Like there is a generic mold, multiple different generic molds at different angles.
And they can sculpt them a little bit, but
usually what they'll do is, or at least what I'll do, is like if you think about the antlers here and the skull here, I usually cut down right here and just over, and just the skull cap. Like
a lot of times they'll do that. They'll still be there because you'll lose that angle if you don't keep that skull connected.
Exactly. So that's what the taxidermy, like those are its actual antlers. It's just the skull cap that's in there. But they'll go through and actually put air drying clay on the foam and like build the eye sockets and the nostrils. And
well, they have to, because if you think about it, they've got that individual skin and they've got to get it slightly moist after it's tanned and stretch it and get it to adhere, because you don't want a deer that looks like loose and air pockets and whatever. And when they sew that in and they stitch it, because if you look at good taxidermy, you don't see where it was sewn. It was, I promise you, they had to make a slit to get it off that damn thing. That's artistry. These people who are doing that and they're building it, the reason it cost you as much money as it did to get it done is the person sewing that on is like at the skill level of a good surgeon, like a good plastic surgeon. That's hard.
Cool. Well, I learned a whole bunch tonight, and was this close to saying, I guess we better do a pig skull at SRF.
Yeah, there's not probably going to be any taxidermy because there will not be time.
I'll go ahead and promise you, unless somebody else wants to jump in that gauntlet, there will be no taxidermy at SRF.
Yeah, exactly. We might talk about it, but we're not.
I think you should talk. I think you should talk about taxidermy. I think there'd be a lot of people interested.
We are totally open to questions.
Yeah.
About anything to do with anything that either of us do. That's going to be the cool part, though. If you guys do want to show up to SRF, which I encourage everybody to do, hey, you're going to be able to see us, ask us real questions, bounce ideas off of us that it's easier than on the internet. You can sit down, have a damn beer with us. I mean, maybe not Kyle, but but you can sit down around the fire. You can bullshit. You can bullshit and actually have a conversation. So if you have anything rattle around in your back, you don't know what to ask, feel free to show up and just throw it at us. We've heard some weird shit.
Literally ask anything. Doesn't even have to be about butchering. I'll take a crack at it. Like, please
give us some questions we haven't heard yet while we're trying to produce content online, because we've heard some weird shit. Give us our weirdest questions ever, please. I'm looking forward to it.
You can only skin a pig so many times.
Yes, yes,
it's true.
Now I'm going to do this one left-handed. I'm not.
I'm going to hold a knife in my teeth.
This week, I'm going to do it with a US 1979 quarter that's been sharpened to a razor edge on one side.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we're coming up on an hour. Do you want to promo your stuff before we sign off?
Go ahead, Josh.
Go, Kyle. Go. You go.
Kyle's first.
All right, I got what it takes. So you can follow.
You got what it takes.
You can follow me at Backwoods Butcher 603 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I need to get better about Instagram, posting more stuff, but I am hot and heavy on TikTok and YouTube. I'm posting at least 2 to 3 videos a week on both. TikTok 2 or 3 a day. That's just awful. But you can also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, we do a live podcast every Saturday night called Meet the Critters, where we talk to farmers, producers, homesteaders about the animals they're raising, the gardens they're doing, why they're doing it, and just kind of an overall. I've kind of turned it into like a weird therapy session where it's like people come on and we just like, does anyone know how hard this is? Why are we doing this? That's how it turns. That's what it turns into almost every episode. But no, we have a lot of awesome people on. Josh has been on a couple times. I have Tiffany Baxter from Backyard Butchery down in Oklahoma. She is she's
been on a couple of shows.
She's been on a couple of shows.
She was on there earlier, wasn't she?
She's been on that. She's been on Billy Bond's show. She's been on the 3-way one between me, Kyle, and her. Yep.
So she's coming on Saturday. We're talking about her gloss rolled spots and probably bitch about TikTok for a little while. Probably. Please go follow that and like and subscribe to my stuff if you like it.
Thanks for being on, Kyle. Josh, what do you got?
You can find me at renegadebutcher.com and Renegade Butcher on all the social media. If you look up Renegade Butcher and you don't, I'm not there. Congratulations finding somewhere I'm not there. But Josh at Renegade.com, you can get out, find all my stuff. All my social media stuff is pretty linked there. You can find my spices, all that stuff. So yeah, just check it out. If you really want to get in contact with me or you got some questions or you want to reach out to the community, find other like-minded people, Telegram's going to be good Liberty Meet chat. And you could find hang out over there all the time too, Cole's group. And yeah, it's a good place to toss out any ideas or thoughts you have, or if you want to check up with us or got some ideas for SRF, give us a holler over there.
I also have a Telegram in the Backwoods on Telegram.
He does as well. Yeah.
Yes.
No, and it should be linked in there.
Yeah.
If you need to get hold of either of us, check either of the Telegram groups. I think we're all in them. So
right.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, guys, grab your tickets for Self Reliance Festival while we still got them. That's selfreliancefestival.com. These two are going to be in a butcher contest, a butcher off, and we're going to see which one wins. And apparently,
help us with our shit talking. I mean,
this
maybe we
contest
need to have like
is
a
going to
vote.
ruin our friendship.
Maybe we need to have like some sort. People can put up bets or something. I don't know. People are going to be better at shit talking for us than we are at shit talking each other.
Oh, is there going to be odds on this?
We could do it.
We should do it.
Oh,
we should figure something out.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Anyway, the loser has to tattoo the other one's logo somewhere on their body. Jason's put up a jar of something to make tinctures with as a prize. We'll see if there's another prize coming up.
The tinctures might be needed while the tattoo happens. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
All right.
I just hope the laser engraver's not there. That's not the kind of tattoo we need.
I was gonna say someone there has a tattoo gun. We can make.
I'm sure. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Catch you later.